Let's go to Alan Moran now, who's the Director of Regulation Economics. He joins us from Melbourne. He's an energy economics expert. You would have looked at AEMO's plan today, Alan. It's just more of the same. Will the lights stay on?
Well, it's much more of the same, and it does make it's actually total poppycock, really, in terms of what it plans to do. What we're doing, we're replacing a system which was coal-based with a transmission system which costs us $20 billion. The coal-based system probably costs us $100 billion, and we're replacing that with a system which is now wind-based, which is going to cost us $200 billion for the wind. It's going to cost us, according to the Labour Party's own numbers in Powering Australia, $80 billion for the transmission. And then we've got to firm it up, because you can't just have the wind there. You've got to have it supported by batteries, and the AEMO has put batteries and pump storage plus gas, firming it up to the tune of about 58 gigawatts, which is going to cost, according on their figures, something like $60 billion. So we've got a system which cost us $120 billion in the past, and we're replacing it with this Brave New World system, which is going to cost us $340 billion. The upshot of that is, of course, that our prices go up, and we saw the market actually collapse, and we may well see more of that, because the firming that they're talking about would be firming just for a few hours. And if we get with this energy, with this renewable-rich system in plan, we get 3 or 4 days virtually windless, then we're in real trouble. So, essentially we've got a system which is less secure, which is going to cost us much more in terms of the price to households, which we're now seeing, for example, even though the crisis of the collapse of the market is past, at least temporarily, the upshot is that we've now got spot prices of something like $200 or $300 per megawatt hour, when they were once only $40, $50, $60 per megawatt hour. And the kind of experts which AEMO has drawn upon has said, oh, well, as we progress to this transition, the energy prices on the spot market will be something like $40, $50, $60, $70 per megawatt hour, not the 250, which is now prevailing and which is likely to remain forever.
I just want to put up a graphic on screen that shows us something about dispatchable power and how that's going to fall out of the system. This is in the future. By 2043, we're about to see coal go down to 0, gas down to 3.8. But if we go to the next page of this, is what I want to show is dispatchable power as a share of what we've got. Have we got that there? There's another graphic there, Alan, that shows us dispatchable power will go down to 18% of our energy supply, whereas at the moment it's over 30%. Now, we're in all this sort of strife now. We don't have enough dispatchable power, yet as a share of our electricity market, it's going to be much smaller. That means we're completely exposed and vulnerable.
It's worse than that. It's worse than that, Chris. I mean, presently it's much more than 30%. It's 60 or 70% is dispatchable. Only about 30 or 25 or 30% is non-dispatchable. Under that scenario, which you showed there, it's going to be 80% non-dispatchable, and somehow or other we've got to cover that with meagre amounts of gas and pray that we get some developments in batteries, and we get massive pumped hydro. Then we've got to build these transmission lines, and some of them, as one of your previous guests had suggested, are in trouble because farmers don't like all these power lines going over their land. So, we're building a colossal, macabre energy situation and destroying our profitability of the very industries which Anthony Albanese says is going to help the world, the food industries and the resource industries.
It's just extraordinary. What we desperately need is dispatchable power, and our solution is going to be more intermittent power. It doesn't make any sense. Thanks for joining us, Alan.
You're welcome.
This energy story, I tell you what, this is a big experiment. They're experimenting on you and me, and we're already paying the price. They're saying it'll be okay in the long run. It'll get better. They've only been saying that for the last 2 decades.